I've been talking about Men in Kilts for a while, previewing it for different people, and the reaction's always just been the same. Like, what a great idea! This looks like so much fun, and I imagine it was a lot of fun to film together. But I got to ask you, given your experience traveling, with Graham, what is something he does that just drives you absolutely nuts? Because you gotta have good etiquette when you're road tripping with someone.
Yeah, for sure. Graham, obviously my long-suffering travel companion, he's a man with a great heart and is a great company. And you've got to choose, obviously, a travel companion that you're really going to get on with. But also, he's reliably grumpy. He's grumpy when he wakes up. If he doesn't eat, if he has to eat every 2 hours, like literally has to eat every 2 hours. We can have a big breakfast, get in the camper van, start driving, and if he'll already have eaten all the snacks in the camper van by the time we've left the car park. But yeah, he's just a lot of fun. But yeah, for sure, he's grumpy, and especially when it comes to making him do things that he doesn't want to do, which is, to be honest, the point of Men in Kilts. It's the show, is that I basically want to make him do things he doesn't want to do, and then I get to, and the viewers get to benefit from it.
And you make him a better person because of it, I believe, yes?
Exactly. Yeah, I'm taking him out of his comfort zone. The man, he didn't want to abseil. He didn't want to do these things. He didn't want to kayak. He doesn't want to, do all these sports that I make him do in episode 2, which is out next week. But yeah, there's a lot that he didn't want to do. But actually, once he's done it, he's like, oh, this was fantastic. I mean, there's one time where we almost did lose him, lose his life. But I think even from that, he learned something, right, about mortality. So.
Oh, casual. One time he almost died.
Yeah,
Tune in.
That's a great TV show, right?
That's it. You want danger. Yeah, I've had my experience wearing kilts, and I got to say, I don't understand why it's not a more preferred choice of clothing to wear.
Yeah.
How often are you just, when summer hits and are you just like, let's just do it. Let's go for it.
Yeah, so traditionally in Scotland, it's kind of reserved for formal occasions or kind of celebrations, if it's a party or, a sporting event. Actually, a lot of sports, we wear a kilt to that, but it's not worn so much, every day, and it should be, because they're such, versatile, fun things to wear. They could also, you have so many accessories. If you like an accessory, you can deck them out. You can have pockets, you can have all these kind of things. So really, yeah, I guess there's the utility kilt, which I see a lot in North America, and that's quite popular there. But yeah, would love to see more of it. And I guess that's, why we wear them as much as we can in the show as well.
Where else would you like to travel with Graham?
Where else?
Yeah.
Well, it's always depending on whether he wants to or he's not scared enough to go. But yeah, no, for sure. We've been talking about a season 2, and we've been heavily in talks about that, and we want to take it to some new interesting places. But yeah, anywhere that he is uncomfortable, but anywhere that has, some great history, great adventures. I guess that's the point of, going on a road trip. It's about adventure and about the characters and people you meet, right? And the more interesting, more diverse, then the more fun we're going to have.
I love the dynamic between the two of you where, he is the grumpy one and you're trying to get him to do stuff. But is there anything when you're traveling around that kind of throws you off your game a little bit, that pushes you beyond your comfort zone?
Yeah. I think, to be honest, I'm not as, I guess, brave or gung-ho as maybe I make out to be. But actually, when you're with someone else who is less than you, it makes you more brave and more willing to try things, because I feel like you're taking them along with you. So, I'm afraid of heights sometimes. I'm not always actually that confident when meeting new people or going to new places. So, I'm also, a bit of a fish out of water at times, and I would love to be more, more experiences, go to more places that, I really don't understand the culture or haven't ever been to before. I think that's when you really learn also about yourself and about your travel companion as well.
Absolutely. Now you're also in the midst of shooting the next season of Outlander, which is, amazing to think that you get to do this again, correct?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Every time we start shooting Outlander, I'm always like, God, we get to do this again. And I remember season 1, the first day, and talking to my driver, and he was like, how long do you think this will last? And I said, oh, probably not more than 2 seasons. And, here we are in season 6, and we still get to play these characters. And it's great. We're such a big family. The characters are fantastic, and yeah, and the support as well is amazing.
Well, the fans love it. Just like won't stop talking about it. I have several people in my life that literally will not stop talking about Outlander because they love it so much.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
But what kind of a thrill do you get when you're putting together a new season and you're thinking about the twists and turns and surprises that are in store for longtime fans of the show?
Yeah, I think it's really interesting and the show is always, I think, right, you know, it's always done its best to serve the fans of the books, and we have this great material from Diana Gabaldon. There's so much material to draw upon, and we can only put in so much, so we have to like pick and choose. You know, what are those key moments? What are the key things that the fans want to see? But also, we won't be able to tell it all, so we have to really choose our own story and our own path. And we try and leave little Easter eggs for them. We try and include the scenes or the key lines or the key moments that they're really looking forward to. If we miss them, you know, it is hard because we do have to occasionally, you know, drop things. But yeah, as long as we get to keep them happy and also encourage new people as well into watching the show and becoming a fan.
Are there any key story beats that you can share that you're excited to let people in on for season 6?
Yeah, I mean, I would say Jamie Fraser, definitely for me, he has an old, dare I say, adversary or old friend that comes back to the Ridge, to Fraser's Ridge, to settle. Someone he met in Ardsmuir called Tom Christie, and yeah, he becomes a bit of an ally, but also a bit of a thorn in Jamie Fraser's side. And really, the Ridge is also beginning to decay a little bit. I think the popularity of the Frasers that we've always seen starting to wane, and I think it's really interesting to see the Frasers now, you know, on the back foot, and not always the popular family that we've seen them before.
Interesting. Now, among the many things that you're doing and promoting right now, you've also got this movie. We got to work with Celine Dion and Priyanka Chopra Jonas. What was that experience like? What was it like working with them?
Oh, yeah, I'm so excited about this movie. It's a romantic comedy. It's with Priyanka Chopra, I'm such in awe of her. She's so beautiful. She's so wonderful. She's such a good human being. And Celine Dion, who obviously, you know, is the queen of Canada, really, isn't she? I mean, she's incredible. So she's been a lot of fun, and hopefully, you know, everything goes well. But it's been a real joy to watch, and I think to work on, and I think people are going to really enjoy it. It's a different kind of character as well, so that's good.
Excellent. Well, Sam, best of luck with everything, and congratulations on everything. I'm gonna have to ask someone to send me a bottle of that.
Of course.
Got to experience this. Got to experience that. Right
Don,
there.
I will send you a bottle. We're working on Canadian distribution, and as soon as we get that, I'll fire off the bottle for sure. We'll have a dram in person maybe next time.
Yes, and I'll put my kilt on because it'll be a special occasion.
Deal. Done.
Right on, man. All the best. See ya.
Take care. Thanks a lot.